can dream again. I'll tell you all my secrets. We're encouraged like a second skin. The kids are all dying. We're dying to believe again. Run through the open streets. We take what is needed. They say you're only young ones, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for forever. They say you're only young ones, but we live for it, we live for it, we live for forever. We can dream all night till the sun rises. They say you're only young ones, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for forever. I'll meet you at the airport. You know that we can touch the sky. Dancing in the aisles. We're skating on clouds of fire.
So we just kind of get ready to call my food.
Sure. Most people are going to watch this as a video, so we'll just kind of get it, you know.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Really minimize.
Just that Joe Rogan thing. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. And we're live.
We should be live.
We should be live.
We should be live. Like right now.
That's how we're going to start every podcast. We should be live.
We should be live.
I like it.
And then we're just going to find out later we were never live. No one's watching.
Episode 98 of We Should Be Live. The Lost Chronicles.
Yeah. We've been streaming to the wrong server. No one's ever
Knowing
seen
my
any
luck,
of it.
I mean, that would
That's
happen.
probably what's gonna
I have the worst of luck, as always. Hello, Lise.
Hi, Lise.
Yeah, we are. Say hello.
Yay! So I just had the greatest massage of my sad life.
Greatest massage.
Yeah, my greatest massage of my sad life. We'll turn this down here. There we go.
Was it too loud?
It wasn't too loud. I think there's an echo from the camera. Yeah, there is.
Boop, 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 boop. Let's make sure.
Should I just like check out?
How's your day going, man?
Dude, my day's going nice. I got my hair did. Got my
looks
swaggy
good.
cut.
It looks good.
Yours is too. We both got ours done this week, right?
Thank you. Yeah,
Yours
yeah,
last
yeah.
week?
Yeah,
Or this
got
week?
it done. I got mine done yesterday.
Yesterday?
Mike did it yesterday.
It was only yesterday?
Yeah,
oh my
dude.
gosh, dude.
Yeah,
I thought that was
man.
like a week
No,
ago.
dude.
Holy cow. Well, that's how my days are going. Just pack-a-rooney. We played some fun Apex last night. We've been trying to do Apex on PS4 since it came out, what, a couple weeks now?
Yeah.
I don't know
kept
time
telling you
anymore.
I had it downloaded, and I never had it finished downloaded, and I just never wanted to play it.
I know.
But I've had so many people at my house, I just didn't have time to play
You're
it.
just so popular
But
now.
last night was good, dude.
It was fun.
We had some fun times, and
It was cool. It was like kind of a little bit reminiscent of like the one time we played, me, you, and Nick at the old house, at the Blue House. We did it one time.
Well, Nick used to play this all the time.
Well, yeah, he did. Yeah.
He used to play this all the time back when we played PUBG.
Right.
Remember? And he'd play
Yep.
on my spare computer, and now he doesn't have a computer, so he doesn't play at all.
Well, he doesn't even have a computer anymore.
No, he doesn't have a computer anymore.
So he just plays on PS4.
Yeah, he just plays on PS4 now.
Well, I think it'd be fun. My dad plays on PS4 too, and he says that he loves it and hates it because he hates it if he's not on a good team. And so I'm like, well, come join with us, and at least we'll die together.
Dude.
You know? It's
Yeah,
the best
Apex
way
is
to
a
be.
fun game, man.
It is
like
fun.
if we're not in VR, like that's what I'm playing. It's the only thing I've been playing a little Kingdom Hearts every now and then, but other than that, I've been playing Apex.
Yep. So my only two games I've been playing is Apex and Star Wars Pod Racer Revenge from PlayStation 2.
I sent you that thing,
2001.
Magic Leap Star Wars.
Dude.
It's basically like having a Tamagotchi, right? It's basically
Yeah,
like having
like
a Tamagotchi.
that walks around your room.
Yeah.
That's so cool, dude.
I could see you just.
I'm gonna.
No, Dan,
die.
I can't come to the office today. I gotta
take care of my porg. He's sick.
Yeah, he's sick today. He's pooping everywhere.
Porg is sick. My beta fish is like dead in the corner.
yeah, dude, it's amazing.
Dude, I can't wait. And that's the thing. I mean, like, it's just the beginning. I was saying this the other day. Like, it's like the N64 of the technology right now. The N64 was so amazing. It was all 3-dimensional and whatever. It's the new first step. And yet we still look at that and other 3-dimensional technology and we just think it's so dated.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what we're going to look at now with VR and later on.
It's crazy.
I'm more curious about though how it's going to integrate with like the mind interfaces. Like the next level not being visual but just being like implant, like you just all of a sudden trigger a dream. Like all of a sudden you just kind of go into that state where you're able to run programs through your dream state. And like that trigger your mind. I don't know, I'm just saying I think that's where it's going, bro.
You're getting deep, dude.
I think that's where it's going. Deep. I think it is.
It's going to be weird to see. I think the big thing is me and you need to hurry up and get our Magic Leaps.
I know. Magic Leaps. Those are at what? $4 grand? $3 grand? $4 grand?
3,500.
35?
3,500 without all the extra hoopla.
Which is crazy to think that will be worth probably about $100 in like 5 years.
Yeah, you're gonna go to Goodwill and just see one sitting in the corner.
Garbage. Look at how dumb they look. I mean, you can already tell they look retro.
That's how I was. Already. So I bought the Google glasses 2 years ago. I bought them from a pawn shop for $980.
Okay.
And I put them on, and I was like, and they were dated. Two years ago, the Google glasses, the original, were dated.
Yeah. Yep.
It was garbage. It was just, it was the.
So what did it actually do for you? Like
nothing.
How did it? Nothing.
For me, the coolest thing I'd say take a picture. It'd pop up. Literally, the screen for it was this big. It looked like there was an inch TV floating right here wherever you looked. So you'd have to look up at it and you'd like take a picture. But then you'd be looking up like this with your eyes turned the far right to see what was in frame, and it would take the picture, which was low quality, 12 megapixel or something stupid like that.
12 megapixels was all right, but
it wasn't very good.
Yeah,
the videos were 720, I think.
Yeah.
And it didn't do. I thought, like the videos, a map. I'd say take me to the store, and an arrow would come in front of me and show me exactly which way to turn. No, dude.
None of that. Because
okay,
so how would you compare?
And they're not even. You can't use them anymore. They're not supported anymore. No.
I was gonna say, like, how would that compare to, say, the level of functionality and accessibility that you get with an Apple Watch and like integrating in like a smartwatch that's able to at least interact with your notifications and give you things.
And I got that, so it would notify me. I get a text and I could read it up there and I could respond to it and stuff.
So was that helpful? Did you find that useful at all?
I thought the screen resolution. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. Well, one thing, battery life on it, it wasn't practical, and people look at you like you are nutto, dude. I was like embarrassed. I was embarrassed to drive with it on my face. I'm like this.
You didn't feel cool? Like,
I didn't feel cool.
Techie, bro?
I didn't feel cool.
All right.
I didn't feel cool at all, actually. I felt very, very uncool.
And how much were those?
$900 when I bought them used.
$900.
Used.
Wow.
Yeah, I had them for 2 weeks, and at that time, the pawn shop, I had 3 weeks. If there's anything wrong, I could trade them in, and I end up trading them back in for store credit.
Right.
And I use that store credit, I think, to get that projector I have and a couple other things.
That's good memories out of that, at least. Turned into something good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I think so. My one main concern with the Magic Leap so far, because look, I understand, like, again, it's early technology and whatever, that's all good. I think as long as the tracking works and it's relatively accurate to like the level that a Vive is, or at least close to that, I think it would be amazing. My only concern is that field of view, because that's going to really be uncomfortable and not make me want to use that if I'm only able to see a little box that's actually AR and the rest isn't. You know what I mean?
And that's how it is even with the Magic Leap, right?
Well,
it's
but I don't know what
60-degree FOV.
60 degrees, is that what it said?
That's what it is. Something like that. It's the equivalent of like a 65-inch being 5 feet away from you in front of you, which isn't bad.
Wait, say it again. A 65
like
inch.
55 or 65 inch being like 5 feet out.
So basically, it's if you extend your hand.
If you had a think like 50-inch TV right here.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not good.
Yeah, it's basically just exactly directly in front of you and not any of your peripheral then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, I mean, again, I just want to try it. I just want to use it because that's like my only concern, and I'm sure it works, it works great for what it is. But I feel like that's just like how the screen door effect is the main issue with the Vive. I feel like that's going to be the main issue right out the gate is like, well, yeah, FOV. Before it becomes at all immersive in the way that we need it to, we need to have the field of view be expanded. And, current headsets are already doing that as well.
Did you see what everyone's posting that that headset for like $5,000, the Varge?
heard
X1 or
something
whatever.
about it, but no.
So it's supposed to be human scale resolution, $5,000. They're only selling it to enterprises and stuff like that. But the way they did it was, you have your initial FOV is one lens, but then you have 2 separate lenses on each side for that extended FOV. But something with like the lens projects into a different lens or something like that. Dude, it's wacky.
Yeah.
It's wacky, but supposedly it's amazing. They showed a side by side from the Vive. I think it was in Project Cars.
Yeah.
A Vive Pro with and that and like. The Vive Pro, even looking at your speedometer and stuff, it's a little fuzzy and stuff like that. It was like someone just printed out a screenshot off a computer screen. It was perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's $5,000 now, and
it's not. They're not making it for consumers.
Okay.
They're only making it for business entities.
But we could
Audi
get that as
stuff
only
like that.
High-end bids for it.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that that's there though just means that it's only a couple years behind being, in a normal consumer market, if even a couple years, and being able to prepare for that is what I think we're trying to do. Yeah. I think it's just crazy how much of a price gap that is from the start. $3,500. But this is the other question too: is how developed of an app market does it have? Like, do they have the functionality now to support? I'm sure enough to keep it interactive right now. But I mean, is this something that from here on out, once you get one, it will be developed?
See, that's the hard thing, and I think that's the thing that happened with the Google Glasses was a lot of people bought into them, but not a lot of people were developing for them.
Right.
So it was like you go to the Google Glass store to download those apps for it, and there was maybe 60 different apps for it, and a lot of those apps were made by beginning developers, and they were nothing.
Yeah, just garbage apps that lower the value anyways of what they're capable of.
Yeah, so it was ridiculous. So I think the Magic Leap, I'm pretty confident it won't have that problem.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully all the people they're giving grants to right now actually do something.
Yeah, grants are actually solid. Yeah.
Yeah, do something with them. So hopefully.
I just think that's the thing. I love it and I love the idea, and I'll tell you what, their website is probably one of my
best website.
Is my probably favorite
their
website
the best website. Seen. Yeah.
I will say I miss their original staging site. Their current website's amazing as their product site. Best product site I've ever seen. But the Splash site before it was up was just this tunnel, a parallax tunnel, and you just kept flying through more and more environments. And
They're smart people.
That was the coolest way. I cannot wait to see that level of integration with augmented reality in actual websites. It's actually what I'm working on and possibly working on with Tyler here or Ben or someone is doing AR integration with an e-commerce module. So that way people can say with hats or apparel, try these things on, load the AR app on the web application, and basically be able to see it projected onto themselves, just like with a Snapchat filter kind of thing, but be able to use it with the mock-up of the hat you designed.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
But I was talking about the other day, because I went and got new contacts the other day. I had an eye appointment, right?
Yep.
And I was having the conversation about VR, and I was like, how cool would it be? You walk into a optometrist. You go in that room, and they have all those machines set up. That little one that shoots air into your fucking eyeballs, and the one with the little air balloons in the distance. You got to see which one's blurry, and they give you like a button, and you got to like look at this dot, and whenever you see squiggles around you,
I remember,
and
like,
you just click the thing.
I always panicked. I'm like,
yeah. So and you're like trying to find the rhythm so you can cheat at it. Imagine you go in there. You pull down a VR headset. It uses a Tobii eye tracking.
Yep.
It shows you an image on one side, and it shows you 2 people standing in front of you, and you just point and click which one's more clear. Which one's more clear. And it uses that eye tracker to tell you what your.
It does. I mean, it's exactly. It
why
does
can't
the exact same process.
Why can't that be a thing?
It should be.
And you just point, and then you take it off, and then you're like, oh, I know my prescription.
Well, and using the Tobii eye tracker would give so much more of a broad data breadth, because you'd be able to see how much they switched back and forth. Like, oh, did someone see instantly this was blurry, or were they looking back and forth at it for a while? That would play a very different role in maybe how strong that prescription was needed, and they probably give a lot more specific information.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I remember when we played with that Tobii eye tracker, I was like, I actually downloaded an app on my phone that is something similar where you can control the cursor on the phone by looking.
Yeah. Really?
It works.
Really?
Yeah.
The Tobii eye tracker is cool, and when you watch people who are really good, like when, say Shroud, for instance, when he used to play PUBG with it, and you just see exactly what he's looking at, and you see his eyes just doing this, and you're like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty I mean, it's pretty precise, and the latency on it's very low.
Yeah.
You know,
way better than the stinking app.
So I think when they integrate that into VR with the eye tracking, it's gonna be great.
I guess my main thing though is that with the VR, because again, it's this interesting phenomenon where you're tricking your eyes into thinking that you're seeing at a distance, but you're not. You're seeing something right in front of your eyes, and so the ability to both pair with eye tracking, but also shift focal lengths to where you actually have maybe like a tri-lens that have different like focal depths that you can trigger, that maybe filter based on where you're looking at through that plane. I mean, that would be, I think, that next level of immersion on top of FOV and the screen door effect, where you can't really do much more there on fidelity, and it just becomes now how do you augment that experience with, say, the Tesla's bodysuits and the treadmill and the hands. The fact that all those are already here, now people just need to take the technology that already exists and package it down.
The B-haptic suits. Those look
B-haptic, is that what it's called?
Those are the ones that we were looking at.
Okay, B-haptic.
Those ones look
amazing.
Good, dude.
And and then you saw the ones too where they have the hand tracker. That's basically it's a glove that you put on, and then it's like connected to some actual a computer, like a Raspberry Pi system. But they have the simulation that runs you through heat and cool, and you can feel the fox.
I think I saw that on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah, I think I shared it.
Yeah, I think you shared it on Twitter. And the fox prances over your feet, and you can feel his little feet.
You can feel him.
Yeah.
You can feel the rain.
I think Jasmine from High Fidelity got to try that and posted something about that at the GDC or whatever that big conference was that they had.
That just looks amazing.
It's gonna be weird, man. Think about where we've been the last. Well, I guess the last.
Well, it is.
I guess the last 3 years. Me and you've just been in the Vive.
Yeah.
I've
still not made an upgrade on my Vive. It still is like the greatest. It's crazy.
I have my OG Vive.
OG Vive and
OG base stations, dude.
Yeah, and they're still great, and they still stand up better than anything else out there, which is mind blowing. Like, it's pretty good. I am very curious to see what happens with this competitive race, because I don't know what Vive is going to do with their release compared to the Oculus Quest. The Oculus Quest is amazing.
I was excited with the Pimax was actually better than I thought it was going to be, and lighter than I thought it was going to be.
It was way light. It was lighter than the actual Vive.
It was lighter than the Vive, and it was as light, if not maybe a little lighter than the Rift, and it's huge.
Right.
The problem with it is when you buy it,
cheap.
Does feel cheap.
I don't care.
It reminds me of like the interior of a Subaru, like that cheap plastic.
Oh my gosh, dude, Subaru, no.
But what I liked about it was when I jumped in just the tutorial of Population 1.
Right.
Dude, the fidelity from going from the Vive to that, the sweet spot. So if the Vive sweet spot was like this, the Pimax sweet spot was like this.
Shit. So you actually feel like you can look around a little bit.
It was
and
still
see
blur. You still saw blur, but they kept it towards the edge. It was where your peripherals were anyway.
Yep.
So you didn't really notice it. You know what I mean? And then they did the foveated.
We gotta get Ben to bring that thing.
How do you say that word? Foveated rendering, update on it and stuff, and it's great. So I think that's gonna be big. The problem with that is you have to have a Vive to use it. You need the base stations and the controllers already.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with any of that stuff. They promised it with the Valve Knuckles or their own controllers, whatever.
Which, do they have their own?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, but as long as it works, I mean, the main thing is, though, is that, it would be cool to have your own controllers and whatever, but
what you're saying...
The visual is, like, I think that big immersion point
What you're saying, though, we do have the Quest coming out, you have the Vive Cosmos coming out, you have the Samsung Odyssey Plus coming out,
but what are all these? What's the difference of these things? Because so far, all I know is that the Oculus Quest is the only one that's given an adequate representation of being able to have the full 180, 6-degree FOV kind of thing, and walk around free scale, independent from anything else. That, to me, is the level of technology that's going to get the more mainstream consumers in.
The Vive is not going to be like that. The Vive Cosmos is going to be one. It's going to be a convertible, so to speak. So you can
plug it into
your computer and use a high-end VR system, right? Or you can use it in your phone and use it as an integrated, but it's not going to be as powerful. I don't think it's going to be as powerful. It's not running. I don't think it's going to run the same Snapdragon or whatever that the Oculus.
So it's not even as powerful as the.
So, I mean, but the difference is you can connect it to a PC and use and play more powerful things as opposed to the Oculus Quest,
which won't be.
You're going to be able to play Super Hot. You're probably going to be able to play Beat Saber. I don't think you're going to be able to play VR chat and stuff like that. I don't think it has the computing power.
Oh, see, now that's going to be the issue. Then is like how
they haven't released a list of everything that it's going to be able to play.
Compatible, right?
And I think
that can only update so much.
Here's my thing. I think if anyone creates a standalone VR headset where people can jump in. I mean, the Oculus Go you can get in big screen, have it. You can't share anything, right? You can just view. But if the Quest can somehow support VR chat and all the random stuff that goes on in there, it'll be huge.
I almost wonder if it's like the same and I have no idea if this is just, talking my ass or what, but on the Nintendo Switch, they're playing games that are render scaled down to a level that is actually operating smoothly on the Switch, but you can tell, like, even the fidelity of it's a little bit foggier, like if you play on Paladins on the Switch versus or Diablo even, like it's just a little bit of a fuzzier thing versus the Christmas. So is there a way that maybe the Oculus would be able to do something like that, or is doing something like that, to where it can scale down the games that would obviously need its own compatibility with the Quest, but they could take already existing games, do a patch through to...
Yeah, kind of like how they scaled down the Skyrim or whatever when they do the ports over. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be like that. Like that's why like the people who are getting Beat Saber to work on their Oculus Go's.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're scaled down what they're using. They're using an app that turns your phone into a tracker. Because your phone has the gyro and all that stuff on it, right? So then you can use a phone in one hand and the controller in the other. Problem is, your hands are stuck here, right? The controller is on the Go, as you remember, is like tethered to one spot. So you're doing this. You know what I mean? And it is playing it like a weird dinosaur, but...
Okay, so not necessarily. So, I mean, still a ways to go, but I think that's, regardless, is the moves being made right now in the industry are tailored towards consumer, like broad consumer approach. I think that's amazing. Now, the other thing is I'm really curious about what happens with this new Facebook thing, especially in tandem with these new more social-based platforms and the ease of use and efficiency. Here's he's talking about the VR space for Facebook.
Here's all I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
All I think the Quest is, I think Facebook's putting out the Quest so that way when it scans your room, it can scan everything that you're buying.
I agree.
Everything that is in your house.
Start making new recommendations.
And then they can sell that as targeted ads. Mm-hmm. Hey, this person has five bobbleheads in their house. We want to sell them bobbleheads. Hey, this person has a bunch of drugs in his house. Let's sell him drugs. I don't know. Whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever. However they want to do that.
Hentai?
But hentai. But
yeah, no,
all
that's
I know
absolutely.
is like I wonder if that's gonna. I wonder if that's gonna. If it's gonna bring up a new version of like privacy.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Because
you have four cameras that are on front.
We've been having this conversation though since every new technological advancement.
So maybe what we needed.
Everybody is used to the idea of hating privacy being taken, but also, and it's like we need our privacy, but no one knows exactly why. And yet the only way to be able to do these amazing things is by giving up that privacy. No one's going to be able to afford this type of work and large scale, contract work for companies if they are doing it for free and no one's able to monetize in any way on advertising platforms or anything like that. So I think that the compromise that's been found so far is at least, theoretically doing okay. It does worry me when looking at things like China and their social equity system, how everybody has their own social score and social profile, and there's people that if you speak out or disagree, they lower your score and you can't actually take trans out of the city. Those types of things are scary because they're here now. They're literally Black Mirror episodes that have taken place and that are happening. And so I just wonder that the more that happens, if we don't check ourselves consistently and not give in even just a little bit every time these things get upgraded, we're going to find ourselves in a system that only works and operates if you are giving up 100% of your access and information. So then that just becomes, is that worth it to you, And is it going to be worth it to enough people to actually justify a change and a radical shift away from, consuming these more high-end electronics and ways of, community? I just don't think that's going to happen. I think everybody's just going to have to eventually get on board. I think we're too far in. I think it's been happening this whole time, and no one's realized that it's been happening. Or at least to the extent that it has.
Well, all I know, dude, is VR is only going to get better. Did you see the thing that I posted today? I adjusted the volume. Hopefully it's a little louder now. Hopefully you guys can hear it a little better now. Sorry, we had an issue with volume. Maybe it's better. I threw the gain up a little bit. Let me know. If not, I'll bump it up some more. But I was going through my Facebook and I had a targeted ad for. Did you see what I posted? A virtual mate.
Oh, was that you that posted that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, I was like, that's sick.
I posted in CVR. Yeah, that was my targeted ad towards me. And I'm like, what are they trying to say?
Daniel's looking for companionship, virtual boy, man.
What are they trying to say, man?
Well, I mean, it's crazy the amount of... Here's the thing, I will say. It's weird. it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's not. Like, what is there to complain about? All of the ads that you're seeing, instead of being ads that aren't things you want to see, they're things you do want to see.
Yeah.
What's so bad about that? Like,
That's
I would
true.
much rather see ads in my feed pertaining to virtual reality and
It's just
music
weird.
production, video production.
It's weird when
There's
you're,
stuff I need.
Yeah, but it's weird when you're laying in bed, you know, and you're scrolling.
No, that is weird. I'm not
And your
denying.
lady's looking over your
Strangeness.
shoulder, and it's just like,
Yeah.
hey, you know.
Hey,
Anyway.
I'm just hanging my virtual
Virtual
babe.
mate. What if your virtual mate ends up not liking you and leaves you? You know.
Yeah,
Then
dude.
what do you have?
Then you're left with just an empty virtual space. Then
Yeah.
you might as well go to big screen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, man. It's getting weird. It's
It
getting
is
really weird.
wild.
So,
And AI going alongside.
So if you haven't been hanging out, we are in our podcast room at our new office right now, right? So our
Beautiful
goal
new
for
office.
this year is to pump out more VR content, is to do more of these podcasts.
We're aiming for one podcast a week.
Yep, right for right now
For
to
now.
go with our videos, and I mean we need to get a Magic Leap in the next couple months.
We'll be getting Magic Leap. We'll be getting the Tesla suits or the feedback suits within a couple of months. Like,
Yeah.
we're definitely looking. This year is a big year of change for our business development too. You know, I'm
Yeah.
trying to expand Octafox to be quite a bit bigger and getting financial stuff there. You're launching with your Tetris stuff. Have you done that yet? Have you like officially? You have your social pages up for it?
No.
Great, some of that stuff,
Not
dude.
complete yet, dude.
Yeah, not
I'm
complete.
very slow.
But this is the year that we're actually able to start making some bigger things happen. So we're definitely looking at. I actually reached out to a guy the other day who posted on the Steam VR forum something. He created his own like M16 gun mount for
Yeah.
a thing, and so I just reached out to him and see. But it'd be cool just to start getting some of these things to try out.
We got a 3D printer the
Yes.
other day,
Yes.
so we need to start 3D printing some guns or something.
I want to know
For the VR.
because like my question is with the limitation of size and
Yeah.
dimension in that box, like can we print those bigger scale things and just
Yeah.
put them together? And
Yeah,
like,
we print them in pieces and then we can heat fuse. We can fuse them together.
so we need to try that
We can use
first.
some plastic weld or whatever.
We should try to do that. Like, let's create some little, gun stocks to use for Pavlov and try it out in our 1v1. We just need to do that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to do the pistol one we saw. Print out 2 of those pistols and then do raw data.
Dude, you're right. That'd be super fun.
Would that be dope?
That'd be super fun.
Yeah. So many ideas, man. We have so
So
much.
many.
We have so much stuff. There's so many new VR games coming out too.
Like good ones. That
Oh.
Darth Vader one, the
Stormland looks amazing.
Stormland.
Stormland, where you're like the robot, puts his arm back in. you
Oh,
can fly
yeah,
and
it's like
stuff.
an actual adventure.
Beautiful Rift exclusive, but we have a Rift here too, so that's okay.
Right.
Population 1 is the only game I'm more excited about.
Yeah. Have you heard any? I haven't heard anything back from the
Storm.
devs or anything. Are they-
Yeah, they're still working.
They're just still
They're
gonna.
still working. So you know, the
God,
beta
what's that's
testing
gonna be?
is-
Because it's already so good. What are they gonna do?
It was done.
I know. That's what I'm confused at. I don't.
How does a game that's that good get better?
And that's
It
the
was-
thing. It was
I've
so
been telling-
early, and yet it's so good.
What sucks is like we're on NDA, right? So
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, we're on NDA, so we can't talk about the actual game.
Yeah.
But what we
It's
can
so
what we can
good.
say is, I've never in the almost 5 years we've been doing VR, I have never had an experience that good.
No,
Oh, is your we have an appointment coming, right? In like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm good though.
Okay.
Um,
Got it.
Yeah, I will say that the mechanics in the game, as simple as they are, I've never felt more capable of doing whatever I feel like doing in the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like some of the shots and the clips that we got, like climbing up something, throwing off, and
Jumping,
just
spinning.
everything, and
Their
the
movement
reload
system
mechanics,
their
great.
movement system is the greatest movement system of any VR game. Any game I've ever played. As far as how the movement works, integrated with the climbing and the flying.
Yes, yeah.
And the
I
being able to
agree.
toss, the physics of
The
tossing
physics of
yourself,
tossing over is
it's
phenomenal.
This game is unreal.
Putting away the gun,
and
pulling it
I
back
think
out.
I think by this time, in a couple months, I think a month after it launches, contractors dead. No one's gonna be playing it. I truly think.
No, Contractors is a good like in time thing. The problem is
Onward,
that it's not good big
dead.
enough.
Standout's done, dude.
Standout, I never even
Standout's
hopped
done.
on. Yeah.
So-
Pavlov will be there because it's CS for VR.
Yeah.
Pavlov will always be here.
Pavlov's good.
Onward
I
is
love
good for the
Pavlov.
Arma fanboys, and it's also one of the originals. I love that game because that was one of the first games to stay up all night playing on the VR. Like,
Yeah.
But this one coming out, it's gonna be, I think, gonna be up there with like it's gonna be the official like first FPS genre VR game that's
Gonna be the
become
first. That's
mainstream.
gonna be the first game where where I think I'm gonna just play it like when I was playing that on the Pimax. I don't think I can go back to if I play that game again. It's gonna have to be on the Pimax.
Are you
I don't
serious?
think I'm gonna be able to play it on the Vive again.
Like it's just too limited now.
It's not only, dude, just being able to see something move out of your peripheral is
huge.
Such an advantage over anyone else that's in the game. And people are complaining about a lot of, I've been reading on the forums, a bunch of people having issues with them, blah, 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 blah. The thing people have to remember is, like, it's brand new.
Yeah.
You're going to have issues. Right? When I first got my Vive a month after launch, I was on with support every day because I was having issues.
Oh, I remember not being able to play Vive with you for several months because I had the issues with the sensors that took place, and it was just like, I don't know what to do about this, and they're like the worst support I've ever dealt with.
I had one guy help me out who was super cool, who remoted into my computer, downloaded a program on a computer to. What they ended up having to do was, because I'd put my Vive headset on, and I'd have one image in one eye and a red dot in the other. And I thought, cool, the lens is burnt out. This is right when I got my Vive. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Is my power cord replaced my HDMI cord? Blah, 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 blah. All this shit. Finally, some guy came and just reinstalled all the drivers onto the Vive headset itself.
Yeah.
Worked perfectly fine. Haven't had a problem with the sense. So, I mean, they do help if you get the right people. It's just hanging up and calling back and hanging up and calling back.
It is.
Sorry, chatting, exiting,
Dude,
and getting
insane.
someone to help you. It's nutty.
It is.
But Pimax is no walk the park either for support from what I hear.
Well, I don't think anything is. With any new industry, there's a very limited number of people who actually understand it. And that's why, we're in a position to be able to do what we're doing, where it's like, it's not mainstream game markets or anything like that, but this is a new enough industry that we can actually provide relatively valuable insight in terms of one of the first people to as the user base goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for the future of like VR as a whole, but also I think it'll be really interesting to see. I think that it's just going to become MR. I think it's just
good, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude. Thanks. Looks really nice.
Dude, I feel like both of our hairs are like kind of doing the same thing. It's like the up a little bit and then down.
I feel like your hair used to go the other way though.
It didn't.
It didn't? It just looks weird, maybe because it's
Yeah, no, it used to. It's always back in the day when I had my long skater hair, I would always throw it to the left, and so it'd be it was always one of those things. Here's
cool. I'll let you go, Halvy, and I'll finish this up, and I'll be in there in a second.
Sounds good. All
right, guys.
In the podcast.
That is it.
Podcast
for
episode
now.
2.
Podcast episode 2. We'll be back next week.
Time.
Thank you. See note. I love you. We'll see you guys.
All right.
Goodbye. Oh, here. That was nice, guys. Was that nice, guys? That's nice, guys. All right, end stream. Leave your comments below, guys. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll talk to you later, okay?